I thought we were going there.
But I find chubby people very sexy.
Yeah, that was actually.
You find him
He said that.
Yeah.
Jorge has the weirdest sexual taste.
But what is
Really?
what is weird about? Wait,
What
but
is
what
weird
is
about it? Exactly.
what you like that is comforting?
What do you like about chubby people?
like comforting.
Explain me better.
No, I don't know. I tried to discuss it with you that I find out. I find it like terribly sexy.
Why?
I don't know.
He also likes feet.
Chubby or like fat?
No, fat no.
Fat no.
No.
So what's your limit? When they can see their penis.
Cute.
I would say the difference is like, do you know the names of everybody you slept with? Or at least,
I know where you're heading to
did
now.
you know the names back then? So you know the people you are sleeping
Really, you do?
Yeah.
Dunya? I don't believe it. I'm
So I
sure
would
you had
say
like
that's
a
the
situation in a club somewhere in the bathroom.
No,
or
I never
something.
had that.
Never.
I never had that.
I mean, I would call promiscuous if you go to a bar, to a gay bar, and then you go to the dark room, for example.
Yeah, I would say
Every
that's
night.
No, that's easy. That's not promiscuous.
That's
Lazy.
dirty.
That's
dirty. That's
What
dirty.
is
That's
that?
promiscuous. Kinky way.
Promiscuous,
That
I
is
think, is
not
when you
easy.
do it consciously, like completely
Okay.
in full daylight, comfortably, like loving
But
every second of
That
it.
I will not call promiscuous.
Me neither.
That I will call sharing yourself with the world.
Yeah.
Myself.
Giving. and taking.
That's my subject. Old people.
What the hell with old people?
Yeah, they're
so
rude.
you're old. They're really rude.
They expect
Shameless.
everything. Shameless. They couldn't be bothered about anything, and you have to accept that and be polite to them because
That's
they're all.
bullshit.
I don't
I'm not
give a
polite to old people anymore. Treat me nicely, I'll
That's
treat you
not
nicely
true. I
back.
think you should be polite to old people, and
No.
they
You
Should
deserve
be
to be
polite
Why?
to
Because-
everybody.
But
that's
why?
the whole
because
point.
they are old. So that means
But
So
that
that's
means,
not an
but
excuse.
what
that means
means
they deserve to be rude, shameless
Rubbish.
farts.
I'm sorry, Jorge is also
Rubbish.
old and he doesn't deserve to be like this.
Excuse me?
nice old people. You know, I have to say one
Nice
thing.
old people
What can make me
are
cry?
miserable.
Listen, what can make me cry? In the middle of the street, out of nowhere, without any I just see an old person, old guy walking or an old woman, and there is something so sad about it, and I start crying.
Yeah.
But I don't.
But I hate it.
No, but I hate the rudeness of them. That they expect that I have to be polite and they can behave whatever they feel like. It's rubbish.
But Dunya, I think there is nothing more sad than a kind old person.
This
They're-
is true. If
It's
they're kind, I'll
adorable.
super respect them. That's great.
No,
It's
it's
adorable.
sad.
No, he
it's
finds it more
terrible. I
sad.
think old people should be shameless. Finally, when you are 80, you are allowed to fart in front of your grandchildren, take out your fake teeth.
Why would you want
I
that?
hope I
Because
don't
it's
meet
fun,
you when you're
because
80.
finally you can do whatever you feel like. Why do you need to
But
be
why
I
do
think
nice?
you can do whatever you feel
Yeah, but
like
in
all the
private,
time.
you cannot
No,
do that in a
no.
restaurant, for
Why
example.
you feel
I
like doing
don't,
this?
when I'm 80, I don't want to be nice to anyone anymore.
But you're
I
not
wanna
nice
do
to anybody
know
now.
what
But we
I
know
want.
when the limit is we leave. That's obvious.
know when we leave.
That's when we leave. That's obvious.
If you have thoughts and you have to constantly filter them, and your whole life you go around filtering your thoughts, but being considerate of other people, when you are old, you have the right to be bitter, mean, disgusting,
but
and
guys-
shameless.
Fine.
This is my
Yes.
opinion.
You have
No,
the
but
no
this is my
bullshit.
opinion. My opinion
Everything
is,
true, like a
my
child.
opinion is you should be that type of shameless your whole life, but still kind. You can be, and then you don't feel the need or
I
the
am
excuse
kind. I'm a very
when you're
kind
old
man.
to do that.
I'm a very kind man. But
Well, that's
but
debatable.
boring.
Why German women doesn't shave?
Ah, yeah, that's exactly that was your other theme. Good question. Why does like half of the planet doesn't shave?
Do you shave?
And why do French people not shave sometimes? Some women. Why do Israeli women sometimes not shave?
Israeli
people
women
also?
always shave. What do
That's
you mean?
bull.
Israeli women.
I
Wait,
know.
what are we
What
talking
do you
about?
mean?
Armpits or genitals?
Yeah, that's what you. He
Legs.
studied the theme.
Legs. Israeli women
Visible
always
things.
shave them.
I don't see the genitals.
Like-
Israeli
Right.
women.
You're right on this whole 60s stuff in Germany, like the women that are
Feminism.
like that were young in the 60s. Germany, the flower power. They're absolutely not shaving. You cannot get them to shave. It's impossible.
But what is the problem with
Yeah.
not shaving?
But I don't know why
Men
they
don't
don't
shave,
actually.
you're fine with that.
Why is that not? Yeah, exactly.
What? Sorry, what?
Why is it a problem that they don't shave?
Well, I find it disgusting.
Men don't shave.
Yeah, you have.
and
No,
fine
but
with
you
that.
have like you
Yeah,
find
but
it
women
disgusting
should
when
be.
you look at it.
Oh, what does that mean? Women should be.
Yeah, I mean,
Sex
women,
disgusting.
they shouldn't have any hair under the armpits.
But they
and
do.
the
It's
legs.
biological.
Yeah,
They
but
shouldn't have. It's like they shouldn't.
Who decides that they shouldn't have, Jorge?
well, I don't know.
Men
Ask just to
decide.
women here. They
Men
shave. There's, no,
Men decide.
But you shave, Dunya.
Yeah.
because you like yourself like this.
Well, yeah, I find it cleaner, and
Cleaner. Hair is not dirty.
yeah, it is because when you sweat, it sticks to the hair, and
yeah,
you
you
can.
sweat more, of course, with hair.
Yeah, or you
Yeah, you
just.
smell more with the hair.
Yeah.
You just smell more.
So
with
why
the
is it okay for guys? Then guys should shave too.
I mean, do you think it's okay if you
I say all to my guys.
see shave?
Shave.
The legs
Armpits.
also?
Yeah.
And the
Down
legs?
there also.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
But how? No, but
No
but
legs,
shave
but-
or cut?
Wherever,
shave.
just cut shave.
Like
whatever.
it is. No, but
Darling,
you
you're not
say in
worth
the
it.
neck.
Let's keep it for the record straight. We were not discussing the function of gay people in society. Jorge was sitting here like 2 o'clock in the morning and was saying, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, why do you think gay people exist? what is
there's a
our
history
function
to
in
that
society?
question also because Jorge and I were talking about it
Yeah.
on our own in the studio that same day. So obviously,
No,
it's
not
on
in
his
the
mind.
studio. We were in a bar.
I have to say
Oh,
one
can
thing.
I
I
ask-
heard the guy's opinion, but I didn't heard your opinion.
Okay, and can I ask just one thing to the start of that whole thing? And that is, was that question meant in which way? In the way of like, what is our like big plan? The plan that somebody.
Why
like,
do we exist?
has?
Why
Why
did
did
nature
Yeah, that's
create
what I think,
gay
the
Nature
big
create
plan.
gay people.
That's
why,
unclear.
why did they?
So what is your, what is your answer? Dunya is right.
Well, I don't know if I'm
Shut
right.
up.
I don't know if I'm right, but I've heard many versions. But
No, but you're-
and in my opinion, what makes sense most to me are two things.
Yeah.
One is that it's in a way to, because it's also existing in animals, to not overpopulate the earth.
Say again?
To not overpopulate the earth.
That makes
Nature
sense.
creates
makes
gay
sense.
Why
people.
does
Nature
China not
creates
have enough
cancer
gay
to
people?
not overpopulate.
As well. Who said that's also, who said that's also not true?
Cancer and gay people is the same thing.
You see, you are being militant and idiotic.
No, you are.
And he said, well, there is gay people and there is people with 6 fingers, with 2 ears.
Yeah, because Guy's version was gay people are a mutation of nature.
Yeah, but also
A mutation.
Eva.
Cancer and
Should
and
I
virus.
unzip my skin and come out like a creature?
You're gonna jump now, but do you think people with 6 fingers or with Down syndrome or with all the other not
According to norm.
thank you.
I met a guy.
I had a hard time formulating that.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
helped me. Do you think they are less good than us? They are worthless?
No.
So what is the problem?
And who's
Why do you refuse to be different? I don't get it.
No, I don't think that they're a mutation either.
What are they?
I think they
What
have
is
a
their
function, in society. I
society?
don't know what it is exactly. I don't know.
Why
what the
does
function of
everything
gays
has to have a
people.
function in society? Society.
I'm saying from an
But nature-
evolutionary biological point of view.
It has nothing to do
It's
with
There
always
has
have
to
a
be a,
reason.
but according to
There
that
has to
point
be
of
a
view, there
function.
has to be a function and a reason.
But-
Now maybe that's not clear yet.
No,
and
there
people
are
didn't discover it.
malfunctions.
But what is
as well.
then hetero?
You are a malfunction.
What?
What is
Man
then
created
our,
the concept of
But
malfunction.
why the,
what is then our like straight people function? Like to reproduce ourselves?
Yeah.
To
That's
reproduce.
the only function?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what is the function of straight people?
To reproduce, yes.
continue
to continue
na-
society,
yeah.
to continue evolution. Absolutely.
But evolution
hairy
is not
women
a
and-
religion. There's no
It's just
function.
like
It's
we-
how it is. There's not like a big plan of like how
I
the world.
agree. I don't think that there is a big plan.
So gay people is a malfunction of the nature.
I disagree.
No, this is what you
wait,
think.
wait.
Yeah.
Well, in the word mal comes the word bad in in Latin, which is makes it sound negative. But I think like you have people with hair and people with no hair and people with like 3 nipples.
I met one with 3 nipples.
Yeah,
by the way.
we know. So people with 3
That's a
nipples,
good
you have people who have other kind of sexual preferences, and thank God it doesn't hurt anybody, and there's nothing wrong about it. But I think it's scientifically more simple than what you want to make out of it. I think it's bullshit that you want to give yourself a purpose.
I'm not giving myself a
Yes, you do.
No, we're just wondering about it.
Why, all these years, I never had a Dutch boyfriend. And they don't get me.
It's not only the Dutch.
I think men are afraid of you.
Yeah. You're scary, Dunya.
Yeah, but why?
Because you're extreme and
Extreme.
intense. And men
Very
are
intense.
very straight and very simple. Very nice, but very straight.
So
Like
only
black
straight
and white,
men
very
are afraid
clear.
of her. Only straight men are
No,
afraid.
gay
I
gay
don't know
men
what
love
she
her.
meant. Gay men love Dunya.
Gay men love Dunya.
Because Dunya is who she is, and that's what gay people
I
like.
was in
people
love
that
once
are-
with a
Really?
Dutch guy, and he
Really?
couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Who?
You don't know him.
It doesn't matter also.
And since then, I never had a. Well, no, but this is the point. I'm in the bar, so wherever I lived and wherever I go, you know, I would be. It's about me, sorry. I would sit, you know, and I would have a. Sometimes I would have a flirt, you know. There is a, you know, there is a look, and we, you know, it's fun. We don't have to do anything, but it's just, you know, we acknowledge we're there, you know, whatever. But here in Holland, that never, ever, ever happened to me. I don't get the code here of, you know, like having, you know, you're in a bar and like for or whatever. How do I come to a man or
Approach,
How,
yeah.
that never ever happened.
But
So
there's
can you
probably a
explain?
No,
difference
because
between
none of us is
Serbian
Dutch.
men and Dutch
No,
men.
I'm talking about French men, Israeli men, German men, Spanish men.
It's
I
not
have
true. Israeli men would fall for you. Like
Yeah,
this.
it's true.
no, but I was in.
And would flirt.
No, I
They won't
walk-
let you breathe.
What do you wait? Do
No, I walk the street in Holland. Nobody looks at me, ever.
Well, look at the.
I go anywhere else. Somebody would look at me.
Yeah.
One person would look at me.
Yeah,
You know,
No,
but
that's what
here
you mean.
that doesn't happen.
yeah.
I know.
So
I heard it from my niece also.
No, it's true. I also feel.
So can somebody say
no,
something?
because we're all not
With
Dutch.
this-
It's problematic.
Nobody can answer that question.
because I have actually it was the same that I came to Holland and nothing happened, and then I seen a guy in a kitchen in Rotterdam that I found really cute, and I made a bet with Swantje that before I'm exiting that bar, I go to him and I ask him for a date. That was partly for me to be a bit more like
Outgoing.
yeah, to do it myself once, and partly because it was just fun and we were bored. And I did it, and we did get a little whatever it was. I mean, for like 3 days, then he left on vacation for 2 weeks, he came back, he broke it off. But it was a start.